Let's talk about what I believe was one of the most underrated moves that the Chicago Bears made this offseason that I feel like kind of went under the radar. And if the Bears season turns out to be a success and Caleb Williams breaks out, I think this move is going to play a part in that. So let's talk about this, people. What is going on? Y'all, Fox Sports all back at it with another video talking some NFL, here to talk about the Chicago Bears and here to talk about what I believe, again, is the most underrated move of this offseason, in which the Bears added a lot of talent, right? We know about the free agent acquisitions. We know about the draft acquisitions, the draftees. And I'm not talking about the best, all right? I'm not talking about the most impactful in that sense. I'm just talking about the most underrated. And that is the signing of Case Keenum as the backup quarterback for this team. So you might be thinking, Faiz, really, Case Keenum? That's what we're talking about here? Yes, because to me, this is something where I thought about it and I'm like, wait a second. Caleb didn't really have a mentor last season in the quarterback room, right? It was Tyson Bagent, and obviously he's a young guy as well in this league, and obviously we know the coaching was a disaster, so it's like, whoa, wait a second. He's actually going to have a veteran quarterback that he can lean on, that he can learn from. Now, Case Keenum obviously isn't some incredible, great quarterback, but he's been steady, and he's been in the NFL for a long time, and he's seen a lot of things. And Albert Breer, the Monday Morning Quarterback, in his latest article had this to say: the Bears adding Case Keenum to the quarterback room was indeed intentional, and Williams has taken advantage of it, using Keenum almost as another coach after hours to work around the CBA mandated limits on what the coaches can actually do with the players at this point in the calendar. And on the field, Williams has been good for at least one. Did he really do that throw every day? So I thought that was really interesting, because Albert Breer is basically saying that obviously this was intentional by the Bears, because they realized, hey, Caleb needs a mentor. And as much as I love Ben Johnson, you love Ben Johnson didn't play in the NFL, right? He's not going to be able to showcase the things that Case Keenum can showcase as far as what he sees or has seen on the football field, right? And so to me, that just brings another element to the room that you didn't have. All right, so not only did you need to upgrade the coaching in a very bad way, which they did, you also needed to get Caleb a mentor, which you did in the quarterback room. And so I think Case Keenum being there is going to help. Now, I know some people will say, wait, Faiz, Case Keenum was the backup in Houston last season, and we know that C.J. Stroud didn't really have a great season. He, in fact, regressed. Now, here's the thing. I hear you on that. That, I think, had a lot more to do with sort of the offensive line player lack thereof, the lack of protection, and the coaching kind of tapering off there. It wasn't Case Keenum. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and say if Caleb does well, it's all Case Keenum either, right? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, it's part of the story. It's not the entire story. But it's underrated. It's underrated because I truly do believe having veterans in the locker room at the position that you're playing is going to help you. You got somebody to lean on, somebody who's seen stuff in the league. Like, that's just in any sport, right? Football, basketball, you need veterans in the locker room. That is what Caleb was missing. So I love it that he's already using Case Keenum as sort of a coach, right, if you will, because there's certain limits as far as the time he can spend with the actual coaches, but there's no limit as far as how much time he can spend with Case Keenum learning the game. So I love that, and I think this is just going to make sure that Caleb succeeds out there, man. Like, we're talking about all of the tools at his disposal, right? From the upgrade to the head coach, to the players and the roster itself, to now obviously having a mentor in Case Keenum. So hopefully, all of this is setting Caleb up for success, but I thought that was interesting. Wanted to share that with you guys. So let me know what you guys think about that, man. Case Keenum, underrated part of the Bears offseason acquisitions. This could play a part in Caleb taking off, hopefully, this upcoming season. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts as always. Thanks for watching.